Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Scope. And in this part, you will learn how to create a dashboard like this where you have player information. For example, we are showing player information of MS Dhoni, and if we select Ishan Kishan, you will see total matches, balls faced, runs dismissed, strike rate. If you will select someone like Subman Gill, you will see their image. So how to dynamically show images, how to show these different type of values. So this video is in two parts. First part was uploaded earlier where we explained how to create these card visuals. In the second part, we will explain you how to create dynamic images from URL and based on selection of that player, fetch name, the batting style, the player role, and count of batsman runs, like whether this batsman scores runs mostly in boundaries or sixes, and you can apply different type of filters. So let's get started and analyze this data and create this dashboard. Hello everyone, welcome once again to IPL player stats analysis. We have data from 2008 to 2024. So we have data of matches from 2008 season to 2024 season. You can see here. In the previous part of this video, we created a simple looking dashboard where if you will select any player, you will see their stats. Okay. Obviously, here we are showing only 4 players, but if you will go to this filter, you can select any player here. Okay. So just for demonstration, we are using these 4 players, but you can select anyone from here. For example, Gale, and this way you will be able to see stats of Gale. Now, in this part, what we are going to do first is we are going to show image of these players. So we got this data set where we have information of about 263 players, their name, their role, their batting style, their bowling style, and there is a CDN image of these players, of these 262 players. Okay. Now, obviously, the name that is mentioned here, like MS Dhoni, Akash Singh. So, the name that is mentioned here should exactly match the name of the batter that is mentioned here. Okay. So that will be the data cleaning part. And obviously, if you use some kind of paid service or something like that, you will get that kind of data set. But for demonstration purpose, just for educational purpose, we will use these 262 examples, and whatever values are matching, we will select those values in the batter filter and try to show image of these players. Before doing all of this, you have to import the CSV file in your data, which we did in the first part. So if you haven't watched the first part, I will provide link to that video. You can go and watch that first part on the same playlist so that you can understand how we created these visuals. Now we have to connect player image and matches. What we are going to do, we imagine that player column in this CSV file and the batter column in this CSV file are both common because they belong to the batter. So in Power BI, we will go to the model view and we will create a new relationship between deliveries table and player image info table. Here we have player, here we have batter. So from batter, we can simply join the player, and this way a relationship will be established. You can manage relationship to see that it is in effect. Once we have done that, the second thing, because we want to show images, okay, the second thing that we have to do is go to the info table. In this info table, we have to tell Power BI that this particular column that contains image URLs, these are all image URLs. If you will visit these image URLs, you will find the image. So in these image URLs, you just have to make this a image URL. So in data category, call this a image URL and you are done. Just save your data. Okay. We did a similar video in the previous case where we demonstrated this on an animal data set. So this is a very simple animal data set where if you will select elephant, you will see image of elephant. Panda, you will see image of panda. Tiger, image of tiger, and so on. So in this is also a video where we explained how to do this. Now in this video, we will display image of our players. Okay. To show the image of players, we can either use a matrix visual or a table visual. So we will simply select a table visual and we will just click here. Before showing the table visual, what we have to see is we will create a new report here. Okay. And we will, this is a test page, not a real page. This is just a test page. So in the test page, we are going to create a visual, and in this visual, we will bring some data. So we will select player, and you remember that we establish relationship between player and batter. So from deliveries table, we will select batter. We will see, obviously it is going on. So you will see not all of these players are matched with their batters. Okay, obviously it is, but some of them, like you can see, like Fazal Farooqi, Abdul Basit, Abhishek Porel, Akash Deep, based on their names, we have found matching players. So like Shubman Gill, Sikandar Raza, T Natarajan. So what we can do, we can go to our first report, and in the first report here we will select those players also, like Shubman Gill, T Natarajan, so that we can see their image. So Natarajan, let's select T Natarajan. Gill, let's select Shubman Gill. Obviously in real data set you will get all images, but here we will select these players so that we can see their images. Now here in the filter, what we have to do, here in the table view, we just have to bring that particular column which has images. So just bring image here. Okay, or let's drag here. So once you have these images, just go to format your visual. Here you will see option to style preset like bold header, alternating rows. There will be different preset like flashy rows, whatever you choose. But why we are here is to see URL icon and image size. So in image size, let's change it to 250. So now we have one player image of 250 pixels. Okay, and let's go back. Obviously this image that we are showing here is just for educational purpose. It is from the CDN in the file that we receive. So now since we have the image here, let's try to select Abhishek Sharma. So you will see that nothing is happening here. Okay, or we select Avesh Khan, nothing is happening here because the filter is not being applied, because we have not selected the player. So in the column itself, we will select a matching player also. So we will select batter also. So when you will put batter, okay, now since we have selected Avesh Khan, we are seeing Avesh Khan's image. Ishan Kishan's image, Thala's image, Abhishek Sharma's image. So you can see their image is changing and their overall stats is changing. Okay. Obviously here, because we have selected two columns, so if you will increase the width, you will see that player data also, but we have just hidden. Obviously for Gale we don't have image, so we cannot see. But if you can get a matching image for Gale, you can put in your data, add in your data, and it will start showing. So this way you will be able to see the image. What other thing we have to do? We have to display the player name properly also. So here uh, we will just use a card visual to display player name. Okay, and anywhere in your data field you can display the player name. So we will simply copy this and increase its size, and here instead of total matches we will display the batter name. Okay, and instead of batter first batter, we will rename this visual as batter or player, whatever you want to call. Okay, so this is what you can do. And after selecting this, from the same visual, the file player team info file, we have players batting style, players role, and team. So we will just copy them. Okay, and we will just make these copies, and here instead of player we will bring role. Obviously he is mentioned as all rounder, and here we will take batting style, left-handed batsman. So something is not right here, because this person is not, obviously Dhoni is not a left-hand bat, that's for sure. So now in order to fix all of this, what we have done is we have created a calculated measure. So let me explain this measure to you. So here you can see calculate, and you will use max. Okay, player image team info batting style. So this is the column that you want to select, and you will use max here because you want to select the first one. You can replace with your column, and we will create player team info player is equal to selected value. That means the value that we have selected in the slicer filter. So which is better. Okay. So first thing, establish relationship between these two tables. Second thing, make sure you have selected value written and compared with the player name. So we have relationship on these two columns. Okay, and on the basis of this relationship and the filter value comparison, we are using the calculate to select the max player team info. So with this you can find anything. So we will call it selected player batting style. Okay? Because this is selected players batting style. And in the similar way, what you can do, you can create multiple columns. So this is selected player batting style and right hand bat. Okay, and we will rename for this visual as batting style. Now in the similar way, we will just copy it once more. Let's shift these visuals a little to the right so that we can, yeah. So this is right hand bat, and what is the role of this player? So in the similar way, we will go to modeling tab, create new measure, and here we will paste this code. And in the description of this video, I will provide these codes also. So this will selected player role, okay, or we can simply call it player role. That way we don't have to rename it. And this time, instead of batting style, we will just select role. So even after the relationship is established, we are creating this measure in the deliveries table. So we are getting information from the other table and creating a calculated measure here so that the related data can be shown efficiently. Let's do this. And this time from here, batting style, we will remove it and we will use our calculated player role, wicket keeper, batsman. Obviously, these visuals are very big and not coming properly. So what we can do, we can go to call out value and reduce its size. Okay, that way we can fit more values here. So we reduce this size to 28. We'll reduce its size also to 28. So that way we can show this data. Now obviously we will need to test this. So Ishan Kishan, let's select. So you can see Ishan Kishan is also a wicket-keeper batter, but left-hand batsman. Okay, so name is changing, the batting style is changing, player role is changing. Shubman Gill, right-hand batsman, opening batter. We will simply reduce size for them so that we have this data. So this way we can simply use the player info table to get information about these batsmen. Or for example, Avesh Khan, bowler, right hand bat, name Avesh Khan. Now obviously a player has made runs against all other teams also. So we will take the clustered bar chart here. So just click anywhere in between and just create a clustered bar chart. In the cluster bar chart, we will make its width double of this width. We will sim and what we are going to do in x-axis and y-axis, we are going to drag team names. So obviously, as a player, he will make runs against bowling team. Okay, so we will drag bowling team on the y-axis. Bowling team name will appear here, and batsman runs on the x-axis. So this way, you will see performance of this batsman, performance of MS Dhoni against all other teams. So made most runs against RCB, then Mumbai Indians, then Kings 11 Punjab. So this is the data, and we can go there into the format visual part, general effect. We can apply a visual border and a shadow, and go to visual in bars. Choose the color as per our theme. Okay, so that we can see the performance of this batsman or any batsman against different teams. So this way you will be able to see performance in bar charts. And obviously when we were creating ball faced, we created a calculated column ball ID in the first part of this series, on the basis of which we were calculating ball faced. Now in order to increase further calculations or do further calculations, we will go to modeling tab, create a new measure and call it balls faced. And here we are going to count distinct ball ID. So this way, this measure will calculate the distinct count of balls faced. Let's check that. So we will simply copy this here and remove it, and this time we will bring our calculated value. You can see we are getting the same value. So now we can make sure that yes, this is the correct ball faced. Here balls faced is selected. Now similarly, this is runs. So this is batsman runs and this is sum of batsman runs. Okay, we will create another measure. So sorry, I clicked on column. We will go to modeling tab, new measure, and the new measure is that we are going to make is batter runs. Okay, and batter runs will be sum of our batter runs, the batsman runs. Okay, the total runs. We will test that as well. So just click here, bring visual and test our batter runs, same value. So now we have two measures. Okay, one is number of runs made by the batsman and number of balls faced by the batsman. Obviously, in total matches, we said that whether the batsman was on batting side or a non-striker side, we calculated total matches. But in ball faced, we have nowhere said that batsman has faced those batsman was a non-striker. So this is all coming from count of balls faced or the unique count of ball IDs where this person was as a batter. Now that's why the filter is used as batter. So what if we divide these two measures like ball faced, batter runs? Okay, so we will create another measure. Go to modeling, new measure, and so batter runs. So this is our measure divided by balls faced. Okay, let's try to see let's try to see what value are we getting here. So in card visual 1.33, what does 1.33 mean? That this batsman has made runs at this rate. So what we are going to do, we will put a bracket here, multiply it by 100, and this will be the strike rate of this batsman when you will select this. So strike rate 132. So what we are going to do, we will just copy this visual here. Okay, and here we are going to bring strike rate. So 132.80 is a strike rate of Ishan Kishan. Gale will have a higher strike rate, 142. Okay, Abhishek Sharma 148. These are players with higher strike rates. Dhoni has 132. Gill has 132. So obviously from filter we can try and bring other players also. Because of only those players for whom we have image available, we are doing this. So let's say Russell, Andre Russell, okay, and De Villiers. So let's bring de Villiers and what is AB de Villiers. Okay. Now let's try to see their strike rate. AB de Villiers 148, Andre Russell 164. So these are the players with high strike rate. So this way you can simply show the strike rate of batsmen, and everything that we are doing here is just to learn measures and learn how to calculate these things in Power BI. Next is we will try to see how this player scores runs. Okay, so let's bring a donut chart here, and in this donut chart what we are going to do, we will bring batter runs in legend. Okay, let's try to, sorry, this is the calculated field, this is the actual runs, batter runs in legend. So obviously on one ball player can either score 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have this, and on the basis of count of balls on which he has done or made 0 run or made 1 run, when you will bring it to value, you will see the number of dot balls faced by the batsman. Okay, obviously we cannot do sum here, we have to do count string. So 804 balls 0. So he has played 1991 balls, out of which 804 40% of balls are dot balls. On 36 of them, 30%, 36% of them single, and you can see double on 89 balls and 119. So he has hit 119 six and 255 fours. Gale will hit more sixes. Here you can see. So Gale has hit 359 sixes, 408 fours, 1 1018 singles, and obviously Gale has also faced uh, dot balls. In this data, if you just want to analyze single sixes and fours, okay, so what you can do, you can select this data, and one thing, count of ball ID is can be renamed as count. Okay, and in count we can see is less than, is not, is blank. So we will say is greater than or equal to 4 and apply filter. Okay, so this will only affect the count of balls. What we have to do, we have to do it on either fours or sixes. So batsman run is greater than or equal to 4. So now we have number of fours and sixes. Okay, 408 fours and 359 sixes. Avesh Khan 3 fours and 6 sixes. Obviously, we can do it in a better way. Obviously, the values are showing here, but they are not visible. So, in slices, you can decide different colors for fours and sixes. In your detail labels, the values that are there, we can increase their size. Okay, obviously we have to if you want to show percentage, obviously, so you can do it like that, make them bold, reduce size a little bit. Yeah, obviously when larger numbers will come, this will increase. So this way you can show the data like 408 pink, that is 4, 359 purple. Dhoni has also hit 252 sixes. So this is a simple data, and obviously we can select as per our theme color. So light color for fours and dark color for sixes. And we can give this visual a effect by giving it a visual border and a shadow. Okay. Now we can adjust the width of these visuals to fit our data, and obviously we can change it into a horizontal, from horizontal to vertical chart to adjust it as per our data. So this is a sample dashboard that we can create in order to show player stats. Obviously there are a lot of measures that we can bring here, a lot of measures like average of batsmen, you know, and anything that you want to calculate. But this way you can simply learn how you can create a simple dashboard of player statistics. Here we have batting stats. In upcoming chapters we are going to build bowling stats also. So please subscribe to our channel if you want to receive that notification when we will upload that video. So thanks for watching the part 2. We'll see you in the part 3 of this series. Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Scope. And in this part, you will learn how to create a dashboard like this where you have player information.